Okay, this is the rhythm guitar to the intro to Learn to Fly, and it's got basically 3 chords in it. What I'll do is, okay, so let's take a look at this. The first chord is a B suspended 4 chord. Now, for those of you familiar with power chords, we basically have a power chord going here with a root on the 5th string. Our first finger's on the 2nd fret of the 5th string, 3rd on 4th fret of the 4th string, and pinky on the 4th fret of the 3rd string. Like so, and we're going to open it up a little bit, arch our hand, so that the opened 1st and 2nd strings can ring. And our strum for that is just going to go down, down, up, up, down. The next one's a little bit tricky. What we're going to do here is we're going to have to use our thumb. We're going to loop our thumb over here and get this note. The 2nd fret on the 6th string. Our index finger is going to come over here to the 2nd fret on the 3rd string, so we're kind of gripping the guitar here. And then our 3rd finger is going to pop over here to the 4th fret on the 4th string. And we're going to mute the 5th string with the edge of our thumb. So this one's going to sound like this. It's an F sharp minor 7 with a B note thrown in there. And then here we go to an E chord, which everybody probably knows by now. It's 1st finger, 1st fret 3rd string, and then 2nd, 3rd, and 3rd stringers' fingers are going to work together on the 5th string and 4th strings. And we're going to strum all the strings for that one. So when we put it all together slowly, we have this. Now there's a little bit of a picking thing in there. If you listen close. And the pattern I'm doing there's actually, it's kind of a little bit of guitar layering going on, so it's hard to pick out with all the distortion and stuff, but we have. And the picking here goes 3rd string, 4th string, and then the open 1st and 2nd strings. So we have something like that. And it's pretty grungy. Like I said, it's hard to pick out. Same thing with this chord. And then the same with the E. And we're going to look at that over more as we work on the verse, because with the verse he's a little more articulate with it. But for now, there's our rhythm to the intro that's played along with the lead guitar we learned earlier. Let's scoot along here and move on to the verse. Okay, this is the 2nd guitar in the intro to Learn to Fly. This one features octaves as well, except now we're an octave above what we learned earlier in the 1st guitar to the intro, the lead guitar that's a little louder. Now this one's a little softer. You can hear these notes when it goes way up high fairly clearly, but the ones down here blend really well with the intro rhythm guitar and also the lower notes, so they're a little tougher to pick out. It's kind of soft in the mix, but it is there. What we're doing here is we have octaves, like I stated earlier, except this time we're going to use our pinky on the 2nd string on the 12th fret and our 1st finger on the 9th fret of the 4th string, and it's going to look like this. And we've got a muted 3rd string in there. And we're going to do our down, down, up, down, up strum there. Move it up 2 frets. So your index is on the 11th fret. Down, up there. And then we're going to slide up to the 15th and 12th, like so. And then back down. Then we're going to go back to our 9th fret note. Then to 7th. And then to 9th. So when we put it all together, we get this. And then the second time around, we're going to repeat the same thing. Except here we're going to land on the 6th fret. And that's pretty much the extent of the 2nd lead guitar to Learn to Fly. Let's go along now and check out the rhythm guitar in the intro. Okay, this is the chorus to Learn to Fly. What I'm going to do this time around is show you the chords first, and then we'll play along with the music a little bit later. That way when you do see me play along with it, you'll be able to associate the different chord types that we're using with the music that we're going to learn. So let's start now with the B suspended second chord that we learned earlier. That's the one we used for the verse when we had. That's going to be our first chord of the chorus. Next up we have an F sharp major chord. And to do that one, we're going to use our second finger on the 4th fret of the 3rd string, 3rd finger, 4th fret, 1st string, and then we're going to squeak our pinky in here to the 5th fret on the 2nd string, and our 1st finger is going to stretch down here to the F sharp note on the 6th string, which is the 2nd fret. And it's going to sound like this. And then our last chord is going to look like this, which is an E chord with an F sharp note thrown in. And those are going to be the 3 chords that we have. So it'll be something like this. I've been looking to the sky to save me, looking for a satellite, looking for something to hold me alright. Now as far as the picking goes for this one, we're going to pick the notes individually. Picking pattern I just used there was, which is 6th, 2nd, 3rd, and then 1st strings, and then back down, and then we do a similar figure with the E chord. So the whole thing will look like this. To do that pattern a couple times, and then he goes to this part here where he goes, try to make it home this time. Try to make it home this time. And then goes into the bridge. By the way, I've chosen the second chorus to play along with because it has this little extra change in there. It's a little more complete than the first chorus, so when we play along with this, it's going to actually be the second chorus, because that's the one that's got all the chords to it, and that's also the one that goes straight into the bridge. So anyway, that next one is going to be a G5 chord. The way we make that one is 2nd finger, 3rd fret, 6th string, 3rd finger, 3rd fret, 2nd string, and pinky on the 3rd fret of the 1st string. Just like that. And then we have, which is A suspended 4 to A suspended 4 being 3rd finger or 2nd finger, your choice, on 2nd string, 3rd fret, to A, which is 1st finger laid across all 3 of these strings, 4th, 3rd, and 2nd strings on the 2nd fret, and an E chord that we saw earlier, and a quick F sharp, which is our power chord shape on the 2nd fret, root on the 6th string, and then we do that again. And then from there we go into the bridge, which I'm going to show you next. So let's go ahead and play that along with the music now so you can get a good look at it, and then we'll go ahead and work on it. By the way, in order to accommodate doing both guitars at the same time when we do the play along, which is the last segment of the lesson, what we're going to do is I'm going to take the second half of this after we go. We're going to go to the E chord and then jump up here to our other E figure. So we're going to go from here to give it a little bit of a combination of both figures of rhythm that we encounter during the song, and that way you'll get a little bit of a chance to practice both, and also it'll give it a little variation. And on the other side of the coin, every verse we do, even though during the second verse this chord is played along with this chord here, so we play this one along with it. Those two are played together to give it a little more of a full sound. What we're going to do during all the verses is play this pattern for the play along. So there's combinations of each pattern that happen during the song when we have two guitars, and we're coming up with a happy medium to play during the play along. So when you see what I do, you'll get a better, clearer idea of how that's going to fall together when we do the play along. But anyway, there's a little preview. Let's move along now and work on the bridge. Alright, today we're doing Learn to Fly by Foo Fighters, and what I'm going to do is start with the intro. You want to tune to standard tuning, so if you have a tuner, tune up to that and you should sound just like the recording. Let's go ahead and work on it. It all starts on the 7th fret, using your index finger on the 7th fret of the 6th string and your 3rd finger on the 9th fret of the 4th string, like so. Now the 5th string in this case is muted by the edge of your 1st finger. So we're going to have sustained note, muted note, sustained note. The rhythm for this is going to go, which is down, down, up, up, down, up. Then we're going to slide it up to 9th, and we're going to do a few of those. 4 to be exact, down, up, and then up to 10th, back to 9th, and then back to 7th a couple times. My pattern there is down, down, up, up, then down to 5th, one of those, and then back to 7th. So when we put it all together, we have this. Now the second time through, it's almost the same idea, except what we're going to do there is land here at for our last note. So what we're going to do for the second time through looks like this. And when we put the whole thing together, we end up with something like this. So there's our lead guitar intro. Let's move along now and learn the rhythm guitar to the intro. Okay, this is the verse pattern to Learn to Fly. I'm going to play it along with the music. It uses pretty much the chords we learned earlier, except we're going to have a little bit more of an articulate picking pattern here, something like this. More strummed pattern we used in the intro. Okay, like I said earlier, it's similar chords, actually similar picking too, except it's a little more articulate here. Instead of using our B suspended 4 kind of opened up like this here, we're going to use our 1st finger across the 1st and 2nd strings, and it's going to end up sounding like this. A little bit of a brighter sounding chord. Now our picking pattern for this goes 5th string, 2nd string, 3rd string, and then 1st and 2nd together. Like so. Then we're going to move to our F sharp chord here. We're going to use the same picking pattern. And then to the E. Same picking pattern there, so we have this. And the second time around, is the same thing. And he does that a total of 4 times throughout the verse before he goes into the chorus. So that one's pretty straightforward. Let's go ahead now and check out the chorus. Okay, here's how to play the end of Learn to Fly. That's the part that looks like this. Should sound familiar. I'll play it along with the music, and then we'll same B chord, suspended second again. Except now we're going to pick it like this. Picking pattern I'm doing there is 5th string, 2nd string, 3rd string, 1st string, then 2nd string. And we're going to do that little sequence 4 times. Then we're going to hit our B chord, move it up to 7th fret, which is an E, and then to 9th, which is an F sharp chord, the octave of this F sharp chord. Notice the similarity in sound to the one we've been working on so far. So at the end we have. And there's the end of the tune. Easy enough. Let's move along and play along with the whole song now. And by the way, the play along part of the lesson is a great time to see how all the parts we've worked on fit together, and if you've learned all the parts, to try and put them all together. Now remember, we have a combination in the chorus of the song. We have a combination of both different guitar parts that play during the chorus, so we're combining those two, like I instructed earlier during the chorus part of the lesson. So keep a close eye on that when I play along, and hopefully you'll pick it up.